you stay here for a minute.
Hi everybody. Happy, what is it, Tuesday?
It is.
I don't know.
All
Happy Tuesday night, wherever it is. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 6 o'clock here though. How is everybody? When you pop on, say hello so we know you're watching. Hope everybody's having a good week so far.
Welcome to my screen. There it
I
is.
don't know where your screen is.
There she is.
Hello everybody. Welcome, welcome. If you're new, I am Robin.
I'm
And
William.
behind the computer is Bill William. And in his lap is Duke, our mascot dog. And over in the chair is Daisy, our other dog. So we are Raincross Farms Makery. We are just outside of Lewiston, Idaho. And we like to craft and we like to show you our crafts and we like to inspire you and hopefully give you some ideas. So let's see, a couple of things. What am I forgetting, Duke? What am
Duke
I
will tell
forgetting?
you.
Kind of having a slow brain today. Hello, Ken. Welcome. You ever have days like that? You ever not have days like that where your brain is kind of foggy? So, a couple of things. We would love it if you would love our page, follow our page, and this word here that Facebook doesn't like me to say, sprinkle our page out to others, to your page, to other groups you belong to. Hello, Linda. How are you? Cheryl, hello. Cheryl always remembers everybody. Except Pippa. But that's all right.
Will now.
Pippa doesn't care. Anyway, if you could do these things, that'd be great. We are trying still to get 1,000 followers by New Year's Eve, and we are gaining on 700. So it's slow going, but it's moving. So thank you for your part in that. And also, just a reminder, if you would like to get a text notice a few minutes before we go live, because you don't want to miss out on any of the fun at all, you can text the word live to this number, 208-425-1960, and it's absolutely free, and it just puts you on our list, and we will send you a text notification right before we go live. If you ever decide you don't want to get those anymore, just respond back, remove me from the list, and we can do that too. So just a few little reminders there for you. So today is December, what is it, the 7th? I need to move that over. December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day.
I can do what? Move whatever?
Nothing, I moved
But you're
the
talking
calendar
about-
wreath
what
over.
Did I do wrong now?
No, only rain. Yeah, we had rain.
Come on,
Oh,
look,
that's
yeah,
right.
it's Snow.
Ken, and the hens, and the rooster. Yeah, we got them all. So, okay, let's just get started. Every time I say, oh, this is going to be a short project, and it never is, so, but I think it's really going to be a short project. Okay, so this is what we're going to use. I got this cute little scarf at Ross, and it was $7.99, and it might have even been on sale.
Good morning,
But
Jackie.
it's a cute little scarf. Now I got it with the intention of inking on it. So I was trying to be very careful because I know you can't ink on something that's really, really fuzzy. So you couldn't use our stencils and ink on like fleece. But this is slightly fuzzy. So I'm going to take a couple precautions and see if I can minimize the problems that too much fuzz would cause. If there's too much fuzz, you're going to get the ink all over the fuzz, and then the fuzz is not going to lay where you want the ink to be, and it's just going to be a giant mess. So if this is a project you want to do, you want to find the least fuzzy surface to put it on. And I'm going to take this tag off.
I could always go get a razor. We could shave it.
Well, you think I didn't think of that?
I'm sure you did.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
Cricket.
Cheryl just popped up.
Yes.
Shave it.
Yes, Cricket, I hear you. I got my heat press started, and I'm trying to cut this without cutting into the scarf,
Oh,
which
my
I never
goodness.
can do.
Christina said she didn't know that an opossum would hurt a chicken, and one took her
Oh.
granddaughter out. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that either.
Oh. Yeah, you hear that possums are gentle and mild, and they eat bugs.
Well,
And,
they eat. all
oh, I'm
kinds
so
of stuff.
sorry. That's
Jackie
okay.
says they're at the beginning of Storm BRRR. Wind and rain is horrendous.
Okay, so shave it, you say. I'm a step ahead of you. So I'm actually going to, I don't have one of those fancy sweater shavers, so I just have a personal leg shaver, and I'm just going to chalk in, or ink in this little area here. So I'm going to
Is it used?
No, it is brand new. So I'm just going to see if I can get some of the fuzz off. I'm not getting a ton, but I am getting some. Yeah, I'm getting some fuzz off of it. So I just kind of want to tame those stray fuzzies. And I think I'll go back this direction. I don't know, I might do better with a cheaper razor. Get yours.
Consider you missing a razor.
Yes, Bill's missing a pink razor.
That's right. I use it for my legs. And I have sexy legs.
Okay, so I am getting some of this fuzz off, so that's every little bit that we can get off is a good thing. Hopefully I'm not stirring it up more than... Might as well go at it this direction too. Oh yeah, I'm getting lots of this.
Alrighty.
Okay, so all of you are going to go out and you're going to go buy a scarf, and then you're going to go look for a razor.
And razors anymore are so stinking expensive from what
Yeah.
they used to be.
So, but I'm sure Dollar Tree probably has some that would do well for this purpose. I don't know that I don't know if I'd use them on my body, but on a scarf, I just might. Okay, so I got quite a bit of lint off of there. And before I do it, I'm going to press it just to kind of maybe get those fibers to lay down. So I'm going to need this out for when I do it with the ink. So I'm just going to get some parchment paper. And I'm just going to lay this down over here, and I'm going to take my Easy Press, and I'm just going to kind of iron that. Do whatever we can to get those fibers to lay down and relax. And this might just be a hot mess, and we will see. We will learn.
Not a bad thing.
I don't know if I said hello to Linda yet. Welcome. Okay, that was way down. So I hope you are, that just kind of brought up more.
Ken says, I can't believe the price of parchment paper these days either.
Have you been pricing it?
Well, his granddaughters were saying he was old, and so I think it's just the age showing at this point.
Yep, his granddaughters told him if he weren't so old, he could walk further or faster or
So you
something.
need to do something about that.
Yeah. Okay, there's
It's
only
about
one
the old
alternative
part.
to getting older. Okay, so I'm going to turn that over, and I'm going to use my ink mat. 2 reasons. I don't want, when I put the ink down, if it seeps through, I don't want it to, I don't want to get it on my work surface, and I want to hold this in place. So my ink mat is a sticky mat, kind of like a Cricut mat. So it will hold this still while I put on the transfer and I put on the ink, and I'm going to press that down, and then I'm going to flip it over. Okay.
Cheryl says she buys rolls of butcher paper, the non-waxy kind.
Oh,
Might work.
that might, yeah.
It's got a smooth finish to it.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got that laid down so my fabric isn't shifting around. And we're going to use this transfer. It says BRRR, it's cold outside. So I'm a little, yeah, he thought it said baby. Baby it's cold outside. It says BRRR. It's probably trademarked and they probably can't use baby it's cold outside. But I'm a little concerned that it's cold outside is the writing is too small for this, but we shall see. Okay, and I feel like I have just stirred up the fibers. Oh well, we will do what we can. Now I'm not going to fuzz this because this is going to be fuzzy enough. And I'm going to lay this down and I'm going to try to line it up straight with, because it's got that plaid underneath it. I'm just going to kind of make sure it doesn't look crooked. Doesn't look too crooked. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to push it down really, really well. And I actually think I'm not going to do these little, those are kind of small. So I think I'm going to skip those. Okay. And I'm pushing it down really well because I want it to stick to that fabric so I don't have any bleeding. And I'm going to do this with our white ink. So this cleans up with water and it heat sets. Once you heat set it, it's permanent. But until then, you can clean it up with water. If you get it somewhere where you don't want it, it might stain. It won't be permanently set, but the color might stain. So you still want to be careful, even though if you want to make sure your fingers are clean when you're picking up the transfer. Okay, so I'm going to use my squeegee and I'm going to go in just one direction. I'm not going to go up and down and side to side. I'm just going to go in one direction to limit the possibility of the ink running. And I think I might have to put it on a little thick because I want to make sure I get good coverage. I want it to look solid white from the get-go. So I'm going to put some ink on my squeegee and I'm just going to drag it over the surface of that screen. And I'm not going to do those little things on the side. And I'm putting down kind of a thick layer. And the fabric will suck in that paste, that ink. It will, it'll take us a while to get it dry because it's going to take in a lot of paste, a lot of ink. I keep calling it paste.
Nice to have you, Liana, and Mom.
Hey, Liana and Barbara. Okay,
she says we're late.
That's okay. Here. We're just starting. We've just been yapping, like we always do. So we are inking on a scarf, and we're kind of, it's an experiment because it's not a super fuzzy scarf, but it's got some fuzz to it. So we'll see how this works. So I'm putting kind of a thick layer because when I put a thin layer, I could kind of see the color of the fabric through it, which means it's not going to be a solid white. So I'm going to lay down a little bit more ink. So it's a little bit thicker. Scrape up as much extra as I can with still keeping a thick coat in there. Okay, so I've taken the extra off, and again I put a good thick coat on there. So I'm going to take the extra off, scrape it back in my container because I can use that again. Now this is where it can make or break us, because it's an adhesive stencil, so it's going to grab onto those little bitty fibers. And so if I just rip this off, I'm going to end up with ink everywhere. So I need to go really, really slow, pull it up slowly, and I'm going to have a ton of fuzz. Talk about fuzzing your transfer. I'm going to have a ton of fuzz on the back of this. So I'm not even going to attempt to wash it, to clean it here in front of you. I'm going to just take it to the sink later. And I'm going really, really slowly, because it's pulling those little fibers. It looks pretty good. There's still those stray fibers. We didn't get them all shaved off.
Got daisy hair for you.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, but that back is almost red with all of the fibers. Here, here.
I'm just wet.
Rinse it. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I've got dog hair all over that. Okay, so I've got this. I got that down. That looks pretty good. Up close, you can kind of see some spots, but from a distance, I think it looks really good. What do you think? Okay. So it's still adhered to the mat, so I'm going to carefully peel it off my ink mat. And that has quite a bit of ink on it. It didn't bleed through, but it's got quite a bit of ink on it. If I went to press it now, that ink would smear. So I want to dry the ink, right, Liana? We want to dry the ink. Did you retry that? Have you retried that yet? Did that make a difference? She was heat setting some glassware and came across a hurdle, and we were trying to problem solve. Okay, so before I heat set this, ideally I would just let this sit overnight, maybe 24 hours, and let it dry on its own. But you want to see it, so I'm going to just dry it with my dryer until it's dry to the touch. That way it won't smear when I go to heat it. So this is going to be a little noisy, and it's going to take a while because that's kind of thick ink. But I think it's a cute little way to dress up. I mean, this is cute enough as it is, but it was only $7, $8, and this way I can add just a little bit of embellishment to it. Give it as a gift, an office party gift, or a white elephant gift, or a stocking stuffer, or give it a gift to yourself, right? Because we need that, don't we? Okay. So there's still a lot of fuzz. So even though, and I was saying, if you're going to do this, you can't do this on something really, really, really fuzzy. This still has fuzz, but I think a lot less fuzz than some of the other scarves I've seen. But this would be cute on pajamas. Get some pajamas, you can put it on the back or on the front. If it's like a t-shirt. Cute little design. Cold outside, something warm. It's still kind of tacky to the touch. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Get all that fur off of it.
Well, I thought I did, and then I took a really close look at it and it didn't. So I'm leaving it, let your eyeballs do it, because my eyes aren't picking them all up.
Okay.
All right, let's see here.
So,
It turned out very nice.
So when you do that, when you go to clean your transfer, take extra care on that sticky side to clean off any of those fibers. You're impressed by this. Yeah. Actually, you kind of gave me the idea for this, Dougie. I forget what you suggested way back when we were doing our November stuff. You had said something about, a scarf. 25 personalized glitter ornaments today add to the 25 wood ornaments. Oh, you are an ornament making fool, aren't you? Hey, Patty. Welcome. We are just finishing up. We inked a design on a scarf. It's kind of tricky because of the fuzz. So again, I picked the least fuzzy scarf I could find, and we even tried shaving it, which I don't know if it helped or not. I guess it didn't hurt. We pressed it first to kind of relax the fibers, and it came out pretty good. If you look really, really, really close, you kind of go, that's not a very smooth edge, but step back a bit and you'd be good.
She said, that scarf is so cute. And guess what happened? You got our magic word. If you are interested in the supplies that we're using tonight, the transfer that says BRRR, it's cold outside, and the ink, and the heat tool, and the ink mat, and all of that, if you type, our word to type in the comments is scarf, and my bot will send your messenger a list of all of the items. You can take a look if you're curious, look at prices, order, whatever. What TV show was that had a magic word?
Was it that dropped down out of the sky?
Yeah.
Was it the Marx Brothers something?
Yeah, it was
one of the Marx
Groucho
Brothers.
Marx,
Groucho Marx.
and it was...
Somebody will know. One of those people will know.
You said the
It was like
secret
a game
blade.
show.
You get $25.
And the duck, a duck or something would come flying down out of the ceiling holding the word.
It was Groucho Marx and...
I don't know, it was before my time. I just remember seeing
we used to watch the kinescopes of it.
Okay, so it's taken quite a bit of time to dry because it's pretty thick, but I think it's pretty good to go. Okay, so I've got my heat mat down, and especially because that ink is still just a tiny bit tacky, it hasn't had enough time to fully dry, which would be ideal. I'm especially going to put parchment paper down. Parchment paper, not wax paper. Parchment paper. Cheryl says she has tried it with butcher paper, so I haven't tried that, but whatever you have, you don't want this ink touching the iron plate because it could transfer on. So I'm using a Cricut Easy Press, and I'm going to set it at 350 degrees, and I'm going to heat set this. I'm gonna do it in 20-second intervals because I'm not too sure of the fabric. If it was a t-shirt, I would do it for 350 degrees for 30 seconds and then check it. But because I'm not so sure of the fabric, I'm going to do 20 seconds, check it. I might do another 20 seconds. Okay, so you don't have to have an easy press. That completely fits. You don't have to have an easy press. You can use this, you can do this with a household iron. You would set it at medium high, not screaming hot. Oh, let me come back to that.
Okay.
Medium high, and you keep the iron moving for about 4 minutes. And if you're able to, turn it over and do it on the back also. Okay, so that was about 20 seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna let it cool. I think my fabric's okay. Okay, what was the question? Do you have to put parchment paper every time you heat press? I would, maybe if I was doing the back. I don't need a new sheet of parchment paper, but you bet your life, you wrote it. I thought, who said that? But yeah, I do use parchment paper just because I want to protect the plate of my iron from any ink getting on it. Okay, and I think I'm going to go for another 20 seconds.
That's when I said, ooh, ooh, ooh. I was doing a Mr. Copper thing.
Did you remember it, or did it come to you, or did you look it up?
It came to me.
Okay, it came. That's
You
scary.
bet your life.
You bet your life. Okay, yeah, yeah. You don't want to get any of the ink on the iron plate, because that would be an expensive mistake. Okay. Now, when it's hot, it's going to be tacky. So the key is to wait until it cools off a bit and test it and see if it still feels tacky. If it does, then you need a little more heat, a little more time. You don't need any pressure. It's not like you're heat setting vinyl. I think it's still just the heat that's making it tacky. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over. I think it's good, but I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to heat set from the back, because that was a very thick coat of ink. So I'm going to heat set it from the back too, just to make sure both sides of that ink get heated. Okay. Oh, Linda just bought one. Yay. If you're interested in this one, you can get these at craft stores, Joann's, Michael's. I'm not sure if Hobby Lobby carries them. Or we have an Amazon link on our Facebook page. If you go, there's a line of tabs, and there's one that will say guides. If you look in there, there is a product link guide for the Easy Press for Amazon, if you'd like to order it from Amazon. And we're Amazon associates, so we get a couple dollars anytime anybody uses one of our links. But anyway, but you can buy them in local stores. Okay, so there's a little bit of hairiness, and I might, when this completely cools, I might go back over it again with my handy dandy razor, because there's a few little hairy things. But other than that, I think.
Is this something you can actually, like, if you missed a spot, could you go back and like paint it on and press it again?
You could, however, using the silk screen, it gives the surface a special texture. So if you painted it, you'd get the color on it, but that you wouldn't have that same texture throughout. So if it was just a little tiny spot, you could. Now you could also clean the whole stencil, clean the whole transfer, and lay it back down. You'd have to be really careful because the fabric kind of shifts. You could lay it back down and re-ink it, put a second layer of ink on it. But because it's fabric, once you take it off of the ink mat, it shifts. It's not like a solid surface like wood or paper. So you might have some trouble lining it up. And especially with these little words, but I think those little words came out okay. What do you think? Mm-hmm. So here's my scarf.
I'm not going to sing it, "Burr, it's cold outside." I'm still going to sing it, "Baby, it's cold outside."
Baby, it's cold outside. Well, you could kind of be A, B, Y anyway. So cute little addition to your scarf. If you felt like it, you could put it on the other side too, on the other end. But it just kind of dresses it up. I hope you like it.
Lana says she's really late, so you really need to start over.
Do it all over again. Okay.
You got the other end of the start.
Got the other end, yes. So anyway, we inked our BRRR, it's cold outside, transfer onto a scarf. The key is, again, finding the least fuzzy fabric as you can that still gets made into a scarf. But just to kind of show you how you can put this on a lot of different things. You could put it on you could put it on a baby blanket. You could put it on clothes, pajamas, a jean jacket, anything like that. Tea towels, cloth napkins, lots of things you could do. But however, you couldn't do it like on something like fleece, because that is just way too fuzzy. You'd have ink everywhere, and I can't even imagine how much ink you'd go through to use it. So that was our project tonight. That really didn't take too long.
Couple things I want to tell you about. I don't know if you have been watching our page. Tomorrow morning, Jar Couture is launching its winter warm-up. It's a little mini catalog. It's kind of a some new things that are no longer Christmas, because at this point, anything you order, it's going to be a race to get to you by Christmas. Hopefully everybody's got their Christmas decorations done. Not that you can't order anything, but it's giving us some new things that have a first of the year feel, everyday feel, and especially some Valentine's Day ideas. So actually it's time to start thinking, crafters, it's time to start thinking about Valentine's Day crafts. So they are bringing out 11 new transfers. They've got, I tried to print off a copy of the little mini catalog, because it's not, I did, but it's not on paper, and it's only online, and so it didn't print right. So I can kind of show you some of them. There's this that's meant to go with our block set. February 14th, XOXOXO, Hugs and Kisses. So there's that transfer. There's a bunch that say Be Mine, Valentine. They've got some of the minis. You know how we have the little mini Christmas ones? They have Valentine's Day minis, so you get 12 little 3x3 images. This one, it didn't print right, but here's All You Need Is Love. Here's a sample of it. And then that one got chopped off. I'm not sure what all was on it. There's one that says there's one of like an old-fashioned typewriter, and it says P.S. I love you. You can kind of see just the bottom of it there again. And then what I'm most excited about is they've got some new cutouts. They've got mason jar cutouts, and they've got a transfer to go with it. It says Bloom and Grow and Follow Your Heart. So you could do two-sided mason jar cutout. Mason jars are really popular now. That'd make a cute little gift, an anytime gift. That Bloom and Grow, the Follow Your Heart, perfect for Valentine's Day. So be thinking about who you might need to be getting little Valentine gifties for, your grandkids, your children's teachers, co-workers. These might be a cute little thing to get. And then, and this didn't print out, this is one side of a Chalk-Made kit that they came out. Now the Chalk-Made kits come with everything. It comes with the surface, it comes with the paint, the paste, it comes with a squeegee, it comes with, it actually comes with a paintbrush, so that you can paint them. So it's like a 4-block set, and then there's this long block, and then there's a couple of cutouts, and they're two-sided. So one says love, and the transfers, and this one says is in the air, and there's another one that you can put there. And then on the other side, and this didn't print, is it says home. And I can't remember what all, but H-O-M-E, and then there's these little cutouts. So anyway, I posted it. Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, Ken wants to know, do you have any cutouts that say I need cookies, oatmeal raisin? He's just asking, I think
no,
he's
but
asking for a friend.
I'll put in a request for it. So if you want to take a look at a better copy of what's available, it's on our page. It's probably the first thing that will come up if you go to Raincross Farms Makery, and you can look at it there, and in the comments there's a link where you can go and buy. This launches tomorrow, December 8th at 8 o'clock Pacific time. So whatever time, but I know it's 8 o'clock here Pacific time, and honestly, it's going to be very popular. And if this is something that you want to get, I mean, this would be an awesome Christmas gift to give to somebody that they could work on after Christmas, because it's not Christmas themed. It would be a great gift to give somebody. It's everything they need. I think I'm going to try and hold some workshops making these things. But if you want a chance to get it by Christmas, I would order it tomorrow. And this is just a little mini launch. So when those things sell out, they're sold out. They're not going to come back in stock. So if you see anything you like, do what it takes to order it tomorrow morning. If you're on right at 8 o'clock, you might run into some glitches because it takes them a while to get everything uploaded, and then there's thousands of people trying to order at the same time. So if it's right at 8 o'clock, be a little patient, and especially that early in the morning, if it says it's sold out, they might just be redistributing their inventory. So try again 10 minutes later and see if it's showing back in stock. Okay, so anyway,
when are we on?
And tomorrow morning we are on at 9:30 Pacific time. We're being shared into Craft Around the Clock. So join us and come and check out what Craft Around the Clock crafters are doing all day long. Craft Around the Clock is if you don't know, some of you have come from there. Craft Around the Clock is a group that shows live videos Monday through Friday. Pretty much they're available 24/7, but they are showing lives from early in the morning till late at night. Just live video after live video after live video. And then when the live videos are no longer available, then they're anybody else who's from our group that submits a live video, so it'd be a replay. Anyway, you can watch crafting videos 24/7 on this page. So join us tomorrow. You can join us tomorrow straight from our page and find out more about Craft Around the Clock. And 9:30 in the morning, sign up if you want to get notification. Sign up, text the word live to 208-425-1960. It's also in the pinned comments, and we will let you know a few minutes before we go on. And again, we appreciate you giving our video a heart, not necessarily, yes, in the comments, but also outside of the comments. Give us a heart. Follow our page if you haven't already. We're still trying to get to 1,000. We're creeping up on 700. And SHARE, sprinkle the video. Be a rainbird. Be a raincross rainbird for us. And spread our video to your friends and family and
Ken.
craft companies. Thank you, Ken. You are a sweetheart. Okay, so I think that's it. I've got my fancy scarf, and I'm going to sign off, and then I'm going to get ready for tomorrow morning. It's kind of all sitting over there, but I got to organize it. It's going to be fun, and I'll give you a hint. It's going to be a reindeer. So don't tell anybody. It'll be a reindeer. Don't type that in. Okay. So good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Gotta pose.